Your life is a reflection of what you consistently think about, speak about, believe in, and expect. The moment you truly understand that is the moment you take hold of the steering wheel of your destiny. There are no accidents shaping your results. Success does not randomly fall into the hands of a chosen few, and failure is not a curse handed down from above. Both are manifestations of focus. Whatever you focus on, the universe responds to. This is not a poetic idea reserved for dreamers or philosophers. It is a fundamental law underlying human experience. The dominant thoughts in your mind, not fleeting wishes or temporary impulses, construct the framework of your life. It is not enough to want success. You must dwell on it. You must saturate your consciousness with it. You must build a temple to it within your daily thoughts. Only then will the world begin to echo it back to you. A man may say he desires health, but if his focus remains fixed on illness, his mind will generate symptoms and his body will follow. Another may dream of wealth, but if his dominant thoughts revolve around scarcity and lack, his actions will repel prosperity. It is not what you casually say that shapes your life. It is what you consistently broadcast through your attention. Your mind is not a passive receiver. It is an active transmitter. The frequency you emit through your words, emotions, beliefs, and sustained focus determines what flows into your experience. You are not merely living within the universe. You are co-creating with it moment by moment through deliberate intent. Few people recognize that what you do with your focus in private eventually appears in your life in public. The results may not show immediately, but they are forming. The law has no favorites. It does not judge the quality of your focus. It simply amplifies it. If you think defeat, speak defeat, and expect defeat, you will live in defeat. But if you think victory, speak as though you have already succeeded, and expect success with unwavering conviction, no circumstance, delay, or opposition can permanently deny you. Most people treat their attention casually. They allow the noise of the world to determine their focus. They let headlines, gossip, and the fears of others dictate what occupies their mind. They consume the mental clutter of the masses and then wonder why they feel drained and directionless. But the individual who masters focus becomes the architect of his future. When you understand that attention is energy, you begin to handle it with respect. Just as you would not pour your savings into a hole in the ground, you must not pour your focus into what does not serve your growth. Every time you energize fear, doubt, complaint, or distraction, you feed the opposite of what you claim to want. You must become deliberate. Train your mind to lock onto your vision with the intensity of an eagle fixed on its target. Do not allow circumstances to dictate your attitude. Let your attitude influence your circumstances. This is the posture of a creator, not a victim. Some will ask how they can focus on success when all they see around them is lack. The answer is simple. You do not focus on what is. You focus on what can be. The builder does not stare at an empty lot in despair. He holds the image of the structure he intends to raise. The farmer does not grieve over bare soil. He envisions the harvest. History's greatest achievers did not wait for perfect conditions before believing. They imposed belief upon conditions. They shaped outcomes through focus long before the world acknowledged them. The universe is not waiting for you to prove your worth before responding. It is waiting for you to prove your focus. The signal you send determines the response you receive. Signal fear, and you will find reasons to be afraid. Signal gratitude and blessings multiply. Signal purpose and opportunities begin to surface from unexpected places. This is why clarity is power. When your focus is blurred, your life becomes scattered. You jump between ideas, start with enthusiasm and abandon in frustration. You set goals with hope and lose them in distraction. But when clarity defines you, your actions align. Your days carry direction. Your energy concentrates instead of dispersing. That clarity must be centered on the version of yourself that already lives within your imagination, the person you were meant to become. That is your potential, your true design. The only way to bring it into reality is to give it sustained attention, feed it with thought, strengthen it with belief. Walk toward it daily. Regardless of storms around you, visualize this higher version of yourself until it feels more real than the old patterns holding you back. Speak like that person. Think like that person. Move like that person. Do not wait for permission. Transformation begins the moment you choose to embody the vision. Focus is not reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It is a skill forged through discipline and commitment. It belongs to those who declare they will no longer be tossed about by circumstances. It belongs to those who decide to think on purpose, act with intention, and build deliberately. Each morning, choose what will dominate your thoughts. Decide what you will build, what you will believe, and what you will ignore. Do not let your mind remain an open field where anything can grow. Make it a cultivated garden and plant only what you intend to harvest. Tell yourself daily that you will focus only on what moves you forward. Starve distractions. Eliminate doubt. Refuse to energize what you do not desire. This is not mere motivation. It is disciplined transformation. Results require attention. The person who claims to want wealth but gives attention to worry and laziness deceives himself. The one who dreams of greatness but spends her energy in comparison wastes her creative force. You were not born to drift, you were born to direct. The same force that builds civilizations and composes symphonies resides within you, waiting to be channeled through focused energy. Most people never experience this power because they abandon it too quickly. They focus briefly, see no immediate result, and quit. But the universe responds to sustained intention, not temporary enthusiasm. Think of focus as a magnifying glass. Held steady, it ignites fire. Moved aimlessly, it achieves nothing. The fire you seek in your health, finances, relationships, and purpose ignites only when focus remains steady long enough to create heat. Examine your mental habits. If your thoughts swing constantly between fear and faith, gratitude and envy, action and hesitation, your focus is divided. Divided focus cannot produce power. Train your mind to hold one dominant idea aligned with your highest aim. Let it occupy your thoughts from morning to night. Allow it to shape your conversations and decisions. As you do, you will notice life rearranging itself. Opportunities and connections that were once invisible will become clear. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because your attention has tuned to them. When you expect something with conviction supported by daily focus, the universe aligns accordingly. Yet there is a delay between thought and manifestation. That delay is not punishment, it is preparation. During that time, you are becoming the person capable of sustaining what you seek. The universe mirrors who you are becoming, not what you casually request. Occasional effort does not move this law. Consistent, dominant thought combined with action does. Look carefully at your environment, not just physical surroundings, but what occupies your attention. The voices you listen to, the emotions you nurture, the conversations you engage in, all form the structure of your focus. They build either a palace of purpose or a prison of procrastination. Remove what drains your energy and distracts from your chief aim. Success does not belong to the lucky. It belongs to the focused. Divided energy destroys dreams. You cannot advance with one foot on commitment and the other on fear. Decide fully what you are devoted to and release the rest. Critics will speak. Distractions will tempt. Doubts will arise. Persist regardless. Persistence sends a clear message that you are serious. When life recognizes seriousness, doors begin to open, not always on your schedule, but when you are prepared. Ask yourself what occupies your mind in silence. That is your true focus. Release bitterness and regret. They anchor you to the past. Forgiveness clears mental space, so your focus remains clean and forward-moving. Each morning offers the chance to redirect attention. Speak to yourself with authority. Build beliefs deliberately and guard them fiercely. Time is irrelevant to the disciplined mind. Whether it takes months or years, consistency compounds. Each focused day lays another brick. Eventually, the structure stands complete, not by luck, but by sustained attention. Stop hoping vaguely and start focusing clearly. The universe responds to committed energy. When you move with defined purpose, unseen forces align. Remember this above all. The universe is responding to you. Every challenge tests your attention. Will you hold the vision or surrender to distraction? The mind that sees only lack cannot recognize abundance. Tune your focus toward creation, not comparison, toward opportunity, not fear, toward possibility, not regret. This shift marks the birth of your power. Reality reflects prior thoughts, but the future remains moldable through today's focus. Refuse the luxury of negative thinking. Train your attention daily. Resist distraction. Simplify your life until what remains supports your aim. Protect your focus as your most valuable asset. Because what you consistently focus on, the universe will inevitably provide. There is no mystery greater than the power of focused thought aligned with definite purpose. The person who learns to command attention has already begun to command destiny. Most chase results, but the wise concentrate on causes. Thoughts are causes. Results are effects. Change your dominant focus, and your world reorganizes itself to mirror the new image held steadily in your mind. Too many attempt to rearrange the outer world while their inner world remains cluttered and contradictory. That is like planting weeds and demanding roses. The universe responds not to what you casually claim to want, but to what you consistently and emotionally concentrate upon. If you begin each day focused on limitation, that limitation becomes your filter. You interpret every event through doubt. But if you rise and direct your mind toward growth, opportunity, and expansion, your awareness sharpens. You begin to recognize openings that were always present. The most powerful question each morning is not what tasks must be done, but what will dominate my focus today. You do not live your life through events. You live it through attention. Where attention remains, life follows. Wealth, influence, health, fulfillment, all operate under the law of sustained attention. The individual who can hold a clear vision without being shaken by appearances can construct any future. Distraction is the quiet destroyer of dreams. It does not arrive as an enemy. It appears as entertainment, urgency, convenience. And if you do not guard your mind, years will pass while your potential waits. Your goals are not disappearing. Your focus is wandering. Your future is not lost. It is waiting for your undivided mental energy. You do not need to become someone else. You need to concentrate fully on becoming who you already are at your highest level. Decide what you want. Burn the image into your awareness. Feed it daily. Speak it with emotion. Feel it as accomplished. When distraction knocks, refuse it. While others waste time, you prepare. While others gossip, you grow. While others criticize, you create. Focused individuals rise not because of luck, but because of disciplined attention. The universe responds to clear, concentrated energy. The more focused energy you direct toward your definite purpose, the more aligned resources and circumstances appear. Scatter your thoughts across fear and complaint, and the universe receives no clear instruction. Give it clarity, certainty, and consistency, and it returns measurable results. This is not mysticism. It is the mathematics of the mind. Repetition becomes instruction. Dominant thoughts become blueprints. Blueprints become reality. Examine the story you are telling yourself. Are you focused on power or on powerlessness? On excuses or execution? You can shift that story now. Focus on what you can build, who you are becoming, what you will create. Let that focus be rooted in confidence, not anxiety. Expectation is focus reinforced by belief. Expect greatness, and you will search for patterns of greatness. Expect peace, and you will cultivate clarity. Expect wealth, and you will concentrate on productive habits. Belief precedes evidence. You see it because you believed it long enough. What you attend to, you strengthen. What you strengthen, you expand. The individual who focuses on opportunity even in adversity becomes a magnet for solutions. Be the one who cannot be distracted. Train your mind daily with discipline and respect for its power. Focus works quietly, but its outcomes become undeniable. There will be periods when progress seems invisible. Continue focusing. There will be setbacks and silence. Maintain focus. Even in stillness, focused intention plants roots. Success grows beneath the surface before it becomes visible. You are not waiting for success. Success waits for your decision to commit fully. The moment you do, change begins internally, and internal change inevitably transforms the external. Write your aim clearly. Hold it daily. Eliminate what weakens your attention. Guard focus as your greatest asset. Transformation does not come from luck, timing, or perfect conditions. It comes from disciplined attention directed intentionally. Focus is the doorway. Discipline is the key. Consistency turns the lock. Destiny stands on the other side. Never forget that what you focus on shapes what you perceive, and what you perceive shapes what you build. Choose deliberately, think intentionally, act consistently. Align your attention with the outcome you seek and hold it there without compromise. The universe mirrors that alignment. It does not resist sustained clarity. It responds to it. You were not born to drift aimlessly. You were born to direct energy with purpose. Focus is your power. Use it with discipline. Protect it with conviction. Apply it with persistence. And as you do, your life will